Hello, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and this is episode 43 of my Billionaire Minecraft series where I will collect 1 billion iron ingots, gold ingots, diamonds, and emeralds using the All the Mods 6 mod pack in modern Minecraft 1.16. In today's episode, I'm going to set up a system that will smelt copper ore into both copper ingots and gold ingots. So let's get started. So clearly today I'm actually after the gold ingots that I'm going to be getting. And that's because out of all the emeralds, diamonds, gold, and iron ingots, I have by far the least amount of gold ingots. So we have 85.8 million gold ingots. And if we check this, actually, you know what? I'm actually going to turn off machine sounds for right now, or block sounds, because I'm going to be working next to this building, and I do not have the muffling upgrades in them yet. That's probably something I probably am not going to do, to be honest. So I have 264 million iron ingots, and let's take a look at how many diamonds we have. It is 257 million diamonds, and I believe I have even more emeralds because it's the first one I set up, and I have 409 million emeralds. So I'm actually pretty well on my way to getting to 1 billion because I've set all of this stuff up pretty recently. And I'm absolutely flying through creating all of the stuff that I need. All of the 1 billion iron, gold, emeralds, and diamonds. So today I'm going to be setting up a system in this building, which is a copper building, to be getting some gold. So let's take a look at the exact recipe I'm going to be using, and then I will get started on actually building this. So to get gold ingots, there are a few different ways we can use the induction smelter, but one of those is by smelting copper ore, and you get copper ingots and gold ingots at a chance of 20%. However, because we have these things from the induction smelter, the catalysts, we can actually do much better than 20%. So if we take a look at this catalyst right here, which is blaze powder, and it's actually pretty simple to get, we get an auxiliary modifier of 3 times. So that 20% times 3%, or times 3 there, gets us to 60%. So each copper ore should give us 60% or 0.6 gold ingots on average, and that will actually turn out to be a decent yield of gold ingots. So actually I have a Supreme Black coin right here with 130 million copper ore, and that was acquired by my tier 8 void miners that I have that are also gathering the gold ore, the emerald ore, the diamond ore, and the iron ore, obviously. So let's get started with building a system here. So the first thing I'm actually going to do is build a woot mob factory to actually spawn the blazes, or to get the blaze loot rather. So let's grab all the stuff I'm going to need for that, and that is quite a bit of stuff here. So I will probably end up forgetting something here, but I should have just about everything. Let's not worry about the perks just yet. Let's just set up the mob factory itself, and then we'll worry about all of the other things that we need for the mob factory itself, including the perks and the system to actually get it the fluid that it needs, the Conatus fluid. So I think I should have everything in my inventory. I'm probably definitely missing the heart there, and that the Theoricus cap. So let's figure out where I want to build this. I think I want to build this over here somewhere, but not too far towards the back of the building. This building will not have nearly as many induction smelters as, say, like this building right here. And I've actually added some between episodes. I think I only had the first, 3 lines of ME interfaces on either side. So let's get started with this. I think in the back of this room here, I'm probably just going to have 1 line of ME interfaces at the back, because it's going to be kind of hard to keep up with the amount of blaze powder that I need. So let's find the heart, because that's kind of where we begin this. Actually, let's get the layout guide first. If I remember right, the layout guide needs to be on top of 3 things here. And let's put down the layout guide. And okay, so if we need to do some deleting here, and actually I should have a block called, or an item in here called the intern, which helps me build this. So I believe I need to, okay, so I have it on the wrong tier, so let me, I can't remember how to do this. Oh, I did not mean to do that. I think I just need the intern to show a different tier here. So let's go to the intern, and I'm just going to go to validate a magister factory. And actually, I probably need something else, to be honest. But let's put this layout guide back. And then, okay, I just need to right click the layout guide itself. And we need the tier 5 factory. And I think that is the layout. And actually, I think that's going to be the placement we're going to use as well. I am going to... Actually, I'm not going to rotate it. I'm going to leave it right here. In the future, I may build another mob factory on the other side of this building. So yeah, I'm just not going to worry about that right now. So let's do some deleting of blocks around here. So I need to grab this, and let's go to 7 by 7. Actually, you know what? Let's not do that because of where the layout guide is and how it's showing these blocks. I don't want to take away too much here. So let's just do what we need at first, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so the ghost blocks are kind of hard to deal with at times, to be honest. And then this should be it. I actually didn't even need to do that block. But what we're going to do first is let's get the heart. And actually don't have anywhere to put all this. So let's get the heart and let's place it right here. And then I think I need to grab the intern, and I'm going to shift click to the air until it says build a magister factory. And then I'm going to start right clicking on this. And it should be placing down blocks. Okay, so it's deleting blocks, and I'm not super sure why it's deleting blocks, because it totally should not be. That's really weird. That's super weird why it's doing that. So let me turn on block noises real fast because I should be hearing it placing the blocks. Okay, so it is placing the blocks. It's just weirdly took out some blocks down here. And I'm pretty sure that's what did it. So let's actually get rid of the layout guide. Because I don't really need that when I'm using the intern. As you can see now, you can kind of see the blocks as they're placed. So that is pretty cool. And then at some point, it should be just about finished. I should have all the blocks that I need. No expected cell. Okay, so I'm missing the Conatus cell, I think. Okay, and then later I need to put in the mob controller, and I think I need to do that manually, but the Conatus cell should go right here. And then I'm not sure if I need this mob controller for it to form or not. Okay, cool. So it is a valid base, and we can see that because the shape of it changed a little bit. So let's go ahead and, oh shoot. I do want to make this look nice, and you know what? I don't even care. At this point, it doesn't super matter what it looks like down here. Let's just go ahead and build it, and I'll worry about that later. So first of all, I need to get it Conatus fluid, and we're going to use fluid vats because you need to use fluid vats to do that. And the fluid vats, they have, I think they automatically accept fluid from the left. I can't remember what the exact sides are, but basically they will accept from the left and they will export to the right their fluids automatically. So to make Conatus fluid, let's take a look at the recipe here. This is something I've done before, but just in case you haven't watched one of the 2 episodes where I've dealt with that, first we need this liquid. We need purge fluid first, and there are several different recipes here. But the recipe I'm going to be using is this recipe right here. I'm going to be using redstone on purge fluid to get Conatus fluid. And to get purge fluid, I am going to be using the recipe with rotten flesh and water. So I do need to get this water. Let's go ahead and set up a sink. And I do have a sink with me, so let me grab that real fast. That should be right here. So, no, whoops, I meant to go down. So I'm going to do the sink right there, and I didn't even grab everything else I needed. So let's grab the configurator. Do I have that with me? I do, it's right here. And then I just need one little piece of the ultimate mechanical pipe, and right there. Cool. So let's set up this ultimate mechanical pipe. This will get water into here. and then I'm going to use the configurator to export that. And then now I need to get the fluid vats energy, and this first one needs to have rotten flesh, and the second one needs to have redstone. So let's actually, I think I'm just going to set up the rotten flesh and the redstone dust right here. So let me make sure I have the right one, and I don't. And then I just simply need to grab some ultimate logistical transporter, and then I will also need ultimate universal cable. And let's grab a little bit of this. I don't need this layout guide anymore, so let's get rid of that. And okay, let's start working. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to lay down the ultimate logistical transporter, and I'm actually going to disconnect the middle here, and I'm shift clicking for that. And now I need to tell this to pull, and I need to tell this to pull. Okay, so we have redstone in here, and we have rotten flesh in here, and that is perfect. So the last thing I need to get these things are energy, and I should be able to do that pretty easily. Let me punch a hole through this wall, and I need to get my energy from somewhere over here. So yeah, I need quite a bit of this ultimate universal cable. Thankfully, I do have plenty of it. So let's go ahead and run that from over here all the way to over here. Or over there. Over here, over there. And this will be my punch through point into the building. Okay, cool. And then I can just, let's just go ahead and drop this straight down. I don't need it to look pretty or anything. I just want it to work. So let's see if we're making purge fluid. We are, and that is automatically coming in here. And then that is going into the factory here. So one thing I'm not sure if I remembered or not is I need some sort of storage. Okay, I do. I do have the storage for at least the exporter for the blaze rods here. So let's grab that. Do I have an importer actually? I do. And do I already have this set up? I'm not sure if I do have that set up. Yes, I need one of these. So let's come down here, and I need to, next to the loot exporter, and I think I'm going to do it, say, let's just do it right here. I might move this in the future, but for right now it'll be fine right here. So this is where the loot should come out of the loot exporter. I just need to have the modular storage unit up against it, and we should be getting blaze rods. So the next thing I want to do is, let's actually fill this in first, and where the torch should be, which is right here. Let's put that down. Let's go ahead and add the perks to the mob factory, because right now we don't have any perks on it. And I do have plenty of perks chosen for what I want to do. So I don't need the intern anymore. Let's get rid of that. I will definitely need the configurator later and the copper ore. So let's grab the perks. First off is the feeding frenzy perk. I'm going to go to the tier 3 perk of all of these. So that's going to reduce the spawn time by up to 75%. So that's obviously very useful. The rampage perk basically will spawn 6 mobs instead of 1 with the tier 3 variant. Stoke the boiler just makes it use less Conatus fluid. Right now I have a limited supply of rotten flesh and redstone, so that's going to be useful to use a little bit less Conatus fluid. And then the treasure island perk just changes the looting pool. I think that'll get more of the blaze rod. So let's add all of these perks. And if you've never done this before, you have to add the perks kind of one at a time here. So we need to do Rampage Tier 1, and then Rampage Tier 2, and then Rampage Tier 3 on the same block. And we need to rotate over here, and it doesn't really matter which perks we're doing first. We just need to do Tier 1, Tier 2, Tier 3. Okay, so let's do the Stoke the Boiler next. There we go. And then lastly, the Treasure Island, I think. Okay, so if we take a look at this and right-click this a second time, we should see that the loot pool has changed. I'm not sure. I'm guessing we're just getting more blaze rods and more of this other stuff as well. But obviously we're spawning more of the more blazes, and we should be getting plenty of more loot at this point because we're spawning more blazes and we're spawning them faster. So one thing I didn't even think about, and I will have to compensate in my build, so I'm probably going to have to go back and get a trash can or something, because there are things here I don't really need. I don't need anything except the blaze rods. Everything else is just kind of trash for me. So the next thing I need to set up is an ME system to kind of deal with the items that I'm going to be producing and making, and just everything. So let's go ahead and grab stuff for that. So that's going to be the covered cable and stuff. I don't think I need the acceleration. You know what? Let's grab them, because I do need to set up that import bus kind of as soon as I can. ME controller. I might only need one block, to be honest. Let's just go ahead and grab all of this stuff, to be honest. All of the ME stuff anyways. So I think that's all of the ME stuff. I probably... Oh, I'm forgetting these. Yep, knew I was forgetting something. So let's go ahead and set this ME system up over here. Because I have access to power pretty easily. Let's set up an ME controller block. Actually, you know what? I might set it up over here instead. Yeah, it'll be easier if I set it up over here. So... And let's actually put the controller block over here, which is gonna be, it's gonna look kind of weird, but it should work nonetheless. So yeah, that'll be fine. So let's set up the ME drive here. Let's throw in these storage cells. And then on top of that, let's go ahead and throw this and then that, and that should power on as it's now connected. Let me grab the terminal so I can add that. So now I have access to the system. And then I need to grab an import bus for this stuff over here. And let's just go ahead and put the import bus right here and add some acceleration cards. And now I need to hook up this import bus up to the ME controller. So this is going to look just a little bit wonky here, but that's just fine. And we'll run it something like this. That should be fine. We should have our stuff coming into the system. So as you can see, we're getting lots and lots of blaze rods. So what I want to do is I want to set up a storage bus. And I do have some black hole units with me. So let me grab some of those. Actually, I just want to grab one at this point. Let's actually just grab all of them. That way I don't need to worry about it later. So the first one is going to be set up for blaze rods here. So let's grab blaze rods. Let's set up a storage bus. On top of that, let's tell it to do blaze rods and have a positive priority. Now we can connect it up to the system. Now one thing I do want to do once this becomes active, I do want to grab all of the blaze rods out of the system and then re-put them into the system, and that will basically get them to the Supreme Black Hole unit, which is where I want all of them, just to save space on these drives. So there we go, there's the blaze rods. So now what we need to do with the blaze rods, we actually need to send them to an ultimate enriching factory. So what I'm going to be doing, and let's look at the recipe really fast here. So I'm just going to be sending the blaze rods to an ultimate enriching factory. And let me see if I can't find that. So an enrichment chamber, I could have used a crusher as well. It turns a blaze rod into 4 blaze powder. That is the most efficient that I can do simply. So yeah, I totally forgot to grab the enrichment chamber. It is the ultimate variant here. So let's grab that. And I think I'm just going to set that up right here. I shouldn't need more than one. And as far as... Actually, I already knew I'm going to have to change a little something here. Because I do need power over here. Actually, I'll probably make this... No, I'll make this smart, run it up. And so what I need to do is figure out a way to actually run my enriching factory. And I might actually just put it right here. Because that gives me access to the bottom of it for my export bus. And we can do... And I do need to grab some blaze rods here. So let's grab a stack of blaze rods. Let's tell this export bus to do blaze rods. Let's throw the blaze rods in here. I do want to turn auto sort on, and then I also want to add some acceleration cards. One thing I'm not sure if I remember to grab or not are some upgrades for that machine, and I totally did not. So I do want to add some speed upgrades and some energy upgrades. I'm not going to super worry about it right now. So what I'm going to do is, sightedness wise, we're going to do insert on the bottom, And then on the back, I think I can do the export. So that would be this one right here. And now I need an import bus there. And now I just need to simply connect it up to the ME system. And I also need to give it acceleration cards. So that should give me blaze powder. And I do want to set up a supreme black hole unit for that as well. So let's do that over here. And once again, we're going to be using the storage bus with blaze powder. Blaze powder with a positive priority. And now we can connect it up to the system like so. So I know that I'm going to need, I think 2 more of these, or 3 more of these, sorry. So let's just go ahead and put them down. I'm not going to have the storage buses just yet. We'll do that later. And they're going to be copper ingots, gold ingots, and I think like rich slag or something like that is the other secondary output of the operation I'm about to do. So what I actually need to do now, and I actually might need to reroute this a little bit. I'm actually going to do the dense cable going out of this because I need more channels here. And then we'll go dense cable here. And then I think to connect up to the rest of the stuff here, I'm going to do something like this. It looks a little wonky, but I don't want any of this happening to where we have this square here. Because that might mess up the channel system. I don't think it will, but it could in applied energistics, so I'm just going to avoid that altogether. We're just going to run this up, and let's see, let's run it across like so, because I need the energy cable as well to be above it. No, I did not mean to do that. And let's actually grab the ME interfaces. I actually do have them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run upstairs and place all of these down. But first I'm actually going to knock a hole in the floor here. Okay, so that should be, that's actually just 5. Okay, that should be 6 there. Or not 6, but 8, sorry. I can't count. Cool. So let's grab the ME interfaces. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a system that is extremely similar to systems I've set up in the past. In the past few episodes, actually. So it's going to be this, and I miscounted somewhere. Yeah, just miscounted over here, didn't I? Because that is actually 8. Yeah, that looks right. So it looks like I just took a little too much off the top over here, but that's fine. So what I need to do now is I need to run energy conduit right here. And I'm going to have induction smelters on top of this, and then I need to run it over here as well. Oh, I didn't need that, actually. Actually, I super don't want that. So let's connect that up, and then I need to do the same thing over here as far as the energy conduit goes. And now I need to connect these up, and I can do that pretty simply here. There we go. And now I need to connect up the ME interfaces to this dense cable right here. And that's going to be pretty easy. I can do something like this. And then I can run that down. And now, so that's 8 channels coming off of this. And then I have 8 more channels coming this way. So I can use the non-dense variant for that as well. So let's just run this over. And actually, you know what? I want to change this just a little bit. I want to change the routing just a little bit. So let's grab the dense variant and put that there. Let's get rid of this. Now I want to run the non-dense variant off of this. I just think it'll look very slightly better. Okay, cool. Sorry about this taking way too long to set this cable down. Okay, so everything should be connected. If we look over here, we should see this pop up to 19. So that's perfect. Okay, so all of these ME interfaces are ready. So what I want to do now is I want to... Oh, shoot. I need to do the copper ore as well. So actually, let me see. Do I have enough channels here? Because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I should have just enough channels here. I'm actually going to be 1 storage bus short. So I do need to set that up to be copper ore. and positive priority so it doesn't try to insert anything else there. So now my system has access to the copper ore. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to grab the copper ore and grab the blaze powder, and I'm going to tell all of these ME interfaces to keep a stockpile of both of these materials. And I can do that just by simply going to the config here and doing that. So long as the ME system has access to these two materials, it will keep them in stock in all of these ME interfaces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to configure all of these ME interfaces up here to have this stockpile. I'm also going to grab some stone to fix up the basement here. I also want to grab some speed upgrades for this enriching factory. Right now it's far too slow. And I'm going to do all of that off camera. And once I have all of that done, I will be right back. So I think I have just about everything I need. So let's go ahead and upgrade this ultimate enriching factory first. And I want to do speed upgrades and energy upgrades. So right now it's using 180 energy per tick and it's moving relatively slowly. Let's go ahead and upgrade that by shift and right clicking. So right now it's using 18,000 RF per tick. However, we can lower that down significantly with these energy upgrades. So let's do that real quickly. And now we're at 1.8 thousand forge energy per tick, and we are operating much quicker than before. So that is fantastic. So the next thing I want to do is I actually need to set up my induction smelters that I'm going to be using to actually make this system happen. So what I want to do is set down the first induction smelter up against an ME interface. And what I need to do is have the input be on the backside with auto input enabled. And then I want to have the auto output on the top, and it does not need to be enabled. So as we can see, I am starting to get some gold, and like I thought, we have rich slag as well. So I do need to set up my ME system in the basement to actually be able to deal with all this. So let's do that very quickly now. So let's grab storage buses, and I want to do boom, boom, boom. And hopefully they won't hurry up and start putting things in here that I don't want. So that's going to be copper. Actually, there's nothing in the system and it can't import it yet, so it shouldn't be a problem. So that'll be rich slag. And this one right here, this one can be the gold. So let's do that. And now if we throw this into the system, we should see that they went into the supreme black hole units. So that is fantastic. So the next thing I want to do is let's go ahead and put on the rest of the induction smelters. And I'm going to use a red print here. So I'm going to shift click away, and that should reset the configuration. And then I need to right click on this induction smelter, and it should have copied the configuration. I'm going to put this in my offhand while I put on the rest of the induction smelters, and they should copy the IO of that first one. So let's double check that it has, and it has. So we have auto input enabled, auto output disabled, and we have input through the back and output to the top. Now what I need to do is simply install the rest of these induction smelters, and they should fire up almost immediately. So that is pretty fantastic. And as we can see, I have about 13 more to go. And this just takes a second thanks to these red prints. Red prints are awesome, by the way. And I do need to make sure to get the back side up against the ME interface rather than a different side, rather than a side. So I think that should be done. All of these should be active. So now what I need to do is I need to set up a system to actually get the items out of the ME or out of the induction smelters and into the ME system. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up a modular storage right here, and let's go ahead and punch a hole in the floor right here. So I'm going to set that up right here, and I do need to put in a tier 1 storage module. It can be any tier, to be honest, but I'm going to add that right there, and then I'm going to do another one over here. And let's go ahead and lock that one up as well. So next I need to actually get the items into the modular storage here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook all of this up like so. And then I'm actually going to, I need to make sure that this isn't actually connected. So there we go. So it did accidentally pull out some blaze powder, but that's not a big deal. And then what I want to do is the same thing on this side over here. And then once again, I need to disconnect this right here. And yeah, probably pulled out some blaze powder. It did. So the next thing I want to do is I need to set all of these up to extract the items out the top of these induction smelters. by using my configurator like so. I'm just shift right clicking on the bottom part of the logistical transporter here, and that changes it over first to pull and then to extract. Nope, did not quite get that. So if I take a look in here, it should be pulling the things out, and it is. And as we can see, there's plenty of stuff in here. So the next thing I want to actually do right here is I want to actually move the items from here to over there. And now we see all of this stuff coming over here. So once again, I need to do the same thing over here and set these up to be extract as well. Okay, 8 more to go. These ones are just a little bit trickier because I don't have as much to aim at, especially after I right click the first time. So that should be good. Everything should be connected up. This is probably already full. It is. So I do need to connect that up to my AMI system, and I'm probably going to have to redo a little bit of my cabling once again, because I need to actually set some of it up to be the thin or the thicker cable, because I need more than 8 channels at this point. So I need to set up the thick cable to here, because that's the point, the last point at which it needs to carry more than 8 channels. 8 channels are, each ME interface is a channel, and then like buses all count as a channel. And actually I have the wrong bus here. I need an import bus, not an export bus. So I totally don't have another import bus. So I need to go fetch that. And you know what? I'm just going to quickly fly over close enough to my base so where I can grab that. And maybe I can grab it from, say, here. So yeah. So let's grab an import bus. I just need one. I also want to grab some acceleration cards. And let's fly back very quickly. Hopefully it's not too stuttery right now, but there's a possibility that it is really stuttery. So sorry about that. Now I've landed back, and let's go ahead and install this import bus rather than export bus. It needs to be right here. Let's do the acceleration cards, and I need a thin cable to actually connect that up. So that's cool. It should go ahead and activate pretty soon here. And then I should start getting more of the, copper ingots and then gold ingots. So this system's already made over 1,000 gold ingots, which is actually pretty spectacular. That's a little bit better than I thought it would do. But there's one more thing I need to, or there's actually a couple more things I need to do. I need to upgrade these to actually be a little bit quicker, and I'm going to add these catalyst reclamation chambers to the augments here. And basically what that does is it uses the blaze powder less. So if I take a look at the blaze powder and we right click on this and then go to the induction smelter, the catalysts, we see that the use chance is 50%. However, if I add 3 of these, the use chance should be far lower than that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add one of these, one of the resonant integral components, and then I'm going to add 3 of these guys. So that should make it so that it doesn't use blaze powder quite as much. So these also do slow the machines down a little bit, but I believe that I'm actually going to start to run out of blaze powder before anything else. So by having these reclamation chambers in here, I shouldn't run out of blaze powder quite as rapidly. So now what I need to do is I just need to upgrade all of the rest of these, and I'm actually just going to do that super quickly as I'm wrapping up the episode, I guess, because this system is done. So in today's episode, I set up this system to turn copper ore into copper ingots and gold ingots. I am obviously after the gold ingots here, and it will provide a decent amount of gold ingots. As we saw just a few minutes into this system's existence, it had already produced over 1,000 gold ingots. So I also have, 130 million copper ingots to go around. So this system is going to run for quite a while. It's also going to create lots of copper ingots. Like I said, don't super care about that. I just really care about the gold ingots as I'm trying to get 1 billion of them. This system should help me get there just a little bit faster. So this system contains basically a blaze spawner to get blaze rods, which I did then turned into blaze powder with a ultimate enriching factory here. And it looks like I'm just running out of blaze rods. But as we can see, I'm actually getting blaze rod at a pretty decent clip there. So that's pretty cool from this mob factory. And then I have this ME system here to kind of Whoa, what happened here? Oh, duh, I'm out of blaze rods. That's why it's like that. I also probably between episodes need to set up some additional storage buses for the Infernium, the Molten Cores, and the Fire Shards here. So that's one thing I will probably do between episodes, but it will be probably just off of this face right here. Just 3 or 4, it'll have to be 4 long, sorry. 4 of the Supreme Black Hole units right here, and storage buses just like I did over here. So I'm not really going to show that, it's just kind of the same process. And then the last part of the system is the induction smelters over here, which use blaze powder and copper ore to make copper ingots, gold ingots, and rich slag. So I think this is a pretty cool system. It should serve me pretty well. It's already produced, 5,000 gold ingots, so that's pretty cool. If you enjoyed today's episode, feel free to drop a like down below. If there's anything I could have done better or differently, just let me know down in the comments below, as I do try to read all the comments. If you enjoy large-scale automations such as things like this, definitely consider subscribing to my channel, because that's kind of what I do. Anyways, signing off, I am Minecraft Phenom 08, and I will see you next time.